Alright guys, today we're going to be installing the oil cooler for the Infinity Q50 3.7 right there. And one thing with this is not a Z1 Motorsports oil cooler. This is a G Plus Performance. It's from eBay. I got it for, I believe, $130 shipped to my house. It comes with the thermostat. I went for the thermostat version of it only because I heard people saying having issues with their oil running too cold, and since I'm gonna be putting 10W30 on this car, I'd rather have the oil be higher in temperature than too cold. It already comes with its fittings, as you can see over here, all the fittings it comes in. So we have this is a universal kit. So this one could be installed in your transmission, your power steering, and your oil. In this case, we're doing oil. I'll show you everything how it's installed later on, and show you the equipment that comes with it. And I'll tell you how to remove your bumper and the process for the vehicle to be assembled. All right, so what it came with is it's a 30-row radiator. That's what I chose, a 30-row cooler. It comes with its fittings. It's the AN-10 lines. It's all in here. I'm going to be using thread sealant. I don't want to use the Teflon tape. Only reason why, because the heat will deteriorate the tape. It came with this little quote-unquote cable management, or line management in this case. But for me, I'm probably going to use the zip ties, larger ones. And I'm going to be running all Mobile 1 filter. I believe this, yeah, right here, that's the part number, M1 108A. And I'll be running, I'm going to be running 10W30. Reason why I have this, reason why I have 2 extra quarts is, well, 1 extra quart, because this car takes 5.3. With the oil cooler, people said they were almost, it takes almost a 1 quart, so you need in total 7 quarts. Don't worry about this right now. This will be in a later video. I'll be changing my rear diff fluid. This car has 108,000 miles and it's getting up there. It needs to be changed. You guys have a cover over here that lets the air get sucked into the intakes. You need to remove. There will be clips right here. There will be 3 here and 3 over here, and then you're gonna have 2 extra ones. These is for the bumper to be removed. Secondly, you will need to remove this plastic piece. It's held on by clips right here, and there will be a bolt right here, right there where my finger is, right there. There'll be a bolt and a bracket that you would need to remove. And then same thing here, there'll be another bracket right here in that hole, and there's no bracket in this side. Another thing is, you guys keep your stuff managed, because at the end of the day, these clips are hard to find. And here's the clip that I'm talking about. Not sure you can see. This clip is just, all it does is hold the bumper to the fender, and it's just the 1 bolt held onto it. I rose the vehicle, only reason because you need to turn the wheels side to side. I don't feel like turning on the car. So there will be, like I said, there will be a bolt right here. To remove that, be careful, or you're guys gonna break the plastic clip, and then your bumper will always be flapping out. So like mine is already damaged. Not sure if you can see right here. It's already damaged. So I gotta be careful with that. And then on this side, I decided to remove the wheel because the lines will be running through this. And on this side, since I already have my fender liner, there also be a bolt right here where the yellow clip is. You have to, well, in my case, I'm gonna remove this fender, so it make it easier for me to get everything out. We're gonna have, I believe, 15 bolts. They're all 10 mil, all of it to be removed. You have the plastic undershield. In my case, I already removed it. And then right now, I'm gonna be removing the fender liner. There's gonna be 3 bolts right here, all 10 millimeters. But you could also use, we forgot what it's called. a the four-sided screw. A Phillips head. Yeah, Phillips head. That's what it's called. Yeah. And there's three in the bottom, and then there's those just bumper clips we have to remove. All right. So right now I'm gonna be removing the bumper clips from either aftermarket. I already had to replace these fender liners, I believe twice now. So these are a little bit a pain to remove. If you guys had time to invest money to invest on the little fender clip remover, that would be really good. It'll save you so much time and headache. These aftermarket clips I installed are a tad bit larger than the OEM ones, only because it could be held on much stronger, as you can tell. I'm not sure why Infiniti and Nissan always have these fenders always falling off. No matter what, I go to Carmi and I see another Infiniti, all of them have their fenders removed. Dang it. Oh, it came off. Alright, after removing that fender liner, you will need to remove one more 10 mil right there. And then that will be your last final bolt to remove the bumper. You guys have to be careful. And also remove your fog lights on both sides. Mines are kind of jerry-rigged over here. I still have to solder it correctly and do the job more professionally. But that's all you need to do. And then next step, I'll show you how to remove the bumper. All right, now we're gonna have to remove all the bolts. Now all you need to do is remove the bumper. I'm just gonna be careful over here on this side. My clip's already broken, so I'm just gonna be careful. Push it in like that. Everything will just pop out. And then you go right here. Same thing, just be careful. These are really very fragile. And I bet it's your first time removing it, so everything will be fragile. All right. And you come over here, remove these clips. You guys have to just fiddle it around, pull it out. All right, you guys come over here. This is your last bracket. Right underneath here. Pause it. Right, now all you have to do, be careful. There's gonna be a clip that's held it onto the fender on both sides. Just one single clip. You push. All you're gonna do is pull out the fender and pull out the side of the bumper, and then you pull it forward. It all should come out one piece. Now you should be careful. You guys should be careful. Only reason is because you're gonna have cables and wires already held onto it. So you just pull up like that, and that's it. Put it back yourself. All right. Now if you come over here, that's the fog light assembly right in there, and then there is a clip right here I have to remove. Like that. And after that, the whole bumper should come out. Forward slowly. Oh, I guess there's another clip. Right here, you just have to pull forward. You set the bumper set aside. We're just gonna remove this foam piece. Just simple, just don't break the little nipples that go inside, or then you guys are gonna have a hard time to put it back on because I have to probably put super glue. I'm gonna put this one inside the garage because it's super windy outside right now. And now I'm debating if I should remove these quote unquote aero panels off or not, because I will be removing this crash bar. So let me figure out how to remove this part. Oh, I guess that's all you have to do. That's all I have to do. All I have to do is pull them out. They're held on by a little clip. Well, it's not even a clip, it's a little fender that just held on inside. I'm gonna put this on this was the driver's side, so I'm gonna put this right here on the driver's side. We'll just make sure put it in one single area because you guys are gonna have a hard time putting it back on. It look oddly weird. All right, if you come over here, I'll show you how this one is removed. What I did is I pulled it forward. Well, this one I can't. Well, this one has to be. Well, we can't remove it right now because there's the power steering lines. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do is remove these bolts. So we'll be right there with you. All right. So to remove these bolts, there are only 4 in here. They're just your standard 12 mil. I'm gonna remove these. Dang, they're harder than I expected. I'm gonna leave the one on top, both on top, on, just because I don't want it to fall on me or fall and I could pull something out. Oh, they're definitely in there. Oh, so if you come in here, you would see that this one is an actual bolt. Well, this one is a bolt with a hole in it, and there is a hole if you come over here. See, I removed it and you can still see the end of it. So just when you're putting it back, make sure that's how you put it. See, and just like that. See, and just like that, you remove both of them. Who said you need power tools? See, on this side, on the left side, you have a bolt with a washer, and this one is like a washer and a bolt with that has like a hole in it. It's all threaded in. All right, make sure to put this aside. And then now I'm gonna do the other side, and then slowly take off the top and make sure I have someone to hold it with you. Now all you have to do after you remove everything, I am just thinking how I'm gonna bring both of the lines across and over to the oil cooler, to the oil filter and the thermostat housing. Another thing is you have to do right now is drain the oil. I was just cleaning up the condenser and the fins on this power steering cooler, and I'm just thinking about how to fully mount this up. I'll show you how you guys do it. Now I'm just gonna go drain the oil real quick. Be right back. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to assemble the thermostat. At least in my case, that I'm not gonna be using any aftermarket gauges. I'm just gonna let it run through, since there's a lot of science done behind it, and it's proven that it works, and I don't have any doubts on it right now. Later on, when I do go on tune it with EcuTech, it should, I believe, I'm gonna install an aftermarket gauge or just use the mobile version. All right, so it's gonna come in these pieces. If you come over here, you have two little O-rings. You have the first bolt that has a space, it has a groove for it to be on the that mates with the thermostat, and then this is supposed to be for your aftermarket gauge. Well, I won't be using it, so this is we're gonna just close it off. To do that, I'm gonna be using a thread sealer, high temperature one. This is better than in my opinion, this is better than just thread locker or Teflon tape, because it's resist higher temperatures. That's it. And then first we're gonna install this.
I need to cut it off.
No way.
Tip off.
I have to cut it off, yeah. No, I'm not gonna cut it off. Just do this. Like that. Alright. You're just gonna go like this. What? Dang, that's too much. Do I have to mix it? I believe I have to mix it. So give me a second. Mix it. I know it's supposed to come out like in a white powder form or whatever, white gel type. Let's see. Well, that's all we're gonna get. Alright, and we're just gonna screw it in. Oh, I already forgot the O-rings. Right there. Oh, dang, so this is why Z1 charges you that much. Alright, that's okay. I'm just do this. This is a little trick to see if this works. Yeah, it worked. Alright, this time I'll put this first. That. What? This is cheap. Hold on, let me do it. What happens when he sits down for such a long time? No one comes picks them up. Let's see. What is that? Do you see this? Wow. So cheap. What the hell? What is this? Well, hopefully it works. If it's supposed to come out like that, then I'm gonna need to put more in here. There goes that little hole. Give me a second. Let me go get the gasket. It's probably a little bit too much, but it's all right. All right. And we do the same thing we did for this. That was weird. Maybe I put too much. Okay, let's see if how this works. Let's see. Let me tighten the larger ones. Because it seems like it's getting loose, so let's see. I don't want to go too hard, then it will strip the bolts. The threads, I mean. I don't know why I did that. All right, and then you just unscrew the oil filter. Dang, this one is tight. Damn. Ugh. Dang, it's pulling me. All right, I found the washer. I'm using this two-piece design. It's a rubber piece in the middle, and then the outside is just a regular old washer. I do have a copper washer, but I want to try this out and see how this one goes. And then it's a 14 mil. That's it. Make sure not to tighten it too hard, or then you're gonna have issues later down the line. What I had removing this oil filter. All right, first just thread it in with your fingers, hand tight. All right. Oh, oops. Installing the oil cooler, I just used the bolts and nuts that came with the kit. I'm just doing it finger tight right now. All right, just do it finger tight, and then we're gonna start installing it to the car. Let me double check. Do we have space in the back? Yeah, we have space. All right. Bruh. The bracket is in the way. Let's see. I didn't even think about it. Can I do it this way? No, I still have to scrape through this. All right, we had a little hiccup since this cooler it is a 30 row, so we had an issue with the clearance with the frame for the crash bar. So all we did is we're gonna reuse the old hole. Well, we're gonna use this hole as intended and this hole. For that, we did some ugly sanding, quote unquote sanding. I did not show that part on YouTube because we used unethical methods, which may or may not cause damage to your vehicle. Another thing is make sure to have some cardboard covering your condenser. You don't want any damage. As long as if you have money, just send some. I'll probably add my cash out. All right, all jokes aside, let's get this done because it's getting dark. All right, let's put this bolt right there to hold it up. I'll put one bolt over there. My screw, well, my washer. And then the nut. All right, after like so many tries, I got the what do I call it, thermostat and the oil filter in there. I know when I do my maintenance, my oil change next time, it's gonna be a pain to get it out. So what I did instead of putting, I had these two over here, and it wasn't gonna clear the ground. So all I did was I switched these two. I switched the ones that were over here, which are this, to over here, and then this that were over here, and I brought them here. I'm still debating if this is all the way in or not, but I don't, because I know this is aluminum and that's very, very soft. I already tried, and right there, I don't know if you can see right there, I already starting to strip of the bolt. So that's how I did it, and I went over the sway bar and went all the way through. And Infinity Q50s, there is a pre-made hole right here, which is really nice. So I don't have to cut at all over here. The only cutting I did was over here for these two holes. I did made my own little spacer so it won't rub. They're nice and they're not too tight, they're not too loose at the same time. And I brought it out and I went behind the assembly for the front bump, for all the front components. And all I'm gonna do is fill this up with 1 quart of oil, create a little bracket for this one for it to mount, and then is to power it up and see how things are. It's already getting dark, so it's been a long little project of mine. Dang. We just came back from the store. I just made a cheesy looking bracket. I know this is sketchy, but it would do. I mean, it's not rocking at all, so it's just really good. I just had to tighten these 2 bolts left and fill it up with oil. That's it. All I did right now, I fitted up everything, double checked there's no leaks. I filled up the car with oil. Remember, this takes a quart. It left me with only 200 milliliters left, so I just dumped it since the car originally takes 5.3, and I took off just a tad bit right there just to finish it off. Right now, since the car is in an incline right now, I will turn on the car, turn it off, let it turn it on, then turn it off. Like, I'll do a few cycles so I can double check everything as well, and then I'm gonna lower it down. Well, I'm gonna start putting everything back together first and then lower it down, and off we go. All right, start the car. All right, turn it off. So far, no leaks, so that's good. All right, let me start putting everything back together. I'm putting everything back together. Make sure everything is just in reverse order, not too hard. If you have your bolts organized, everything will be perfect. Don't forget to put your arrow guards back in. Look how perfectly mine is set. Oh my God, it was this close. I was so close to like ruining this whole thing. Could have been done, but now it looks like OEM plus. That's my whole look I'm looking for. And plus it guides air directly where I need it to be. And then that's it. I'm putting the crash bar back, and then we're done. Well, the bumper and the fenders, the tire, yeah, and then that's it. All right, catch you guys later.